Welcome to Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. I'm your host, Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo, and this is episode 80. It's only been a few short hours since Chris Roberts and his team stood up on stage in Cologne at Gamescom and gave what would probably be the best demo and presentation that they've done since the beginning of Star Citizen's crowdfunding campaign. The reason I say that is because we've had a lot of promises and we've had a lot of hopes and dreams that were passed on to us by Chris and his team over the years. And we got to see bits and pieces of it, but we never really got to see how much of it would be brought together in this one single game. So today we got to see things like the social module, the FPS, and Arena Commander 2.0's. I guess you could say it's demo. It's not going to be out for some time, but it was their first opportunity to show us what it was going to be like. Now, we have seen multiplayer interaction before in ships. There was one with a constellation last year sometime, but this is the first time that somebody walks out of a room in a space station, goes out onto the pad with his crewmates, and gets into many ships and goes off into space to fight, capture, and have some fun. This game is starting to look amazing. And next week, we're going to start picking apart each one of the pieces. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's get down to all the news that happened today. First and foremost, I want to tell you about a contest that they're having. So, we all know about the Vandul Scythe and it being a very, very low-run ship. It was available very early on in the crowdfunding campaign. And the only way to get it now is to hope that the game goes live so you can go and steal one, capture one, salvage it, and bring it home. Well, folks, that's not going to happen for a long time. But what Cloud Imperium Games are doing right now is they're going to be giving away some glaives. And when I say giving away glaives, I don't mean giving them away for free, right? That sounds great. And I don't mean that it's going to be easy to get them. It's going to be almost as hard as finding a intact enough scythe out in the middle of nowhere to salvage and bring home. So what you have to do is get into Vandul Swarm, or I guess it's co-op Vandul Swarm, not sure which one it is. And the first 1,000 people will be able to get a ticket to get the ship for $350. First 1,000 people. Not the first 1,000 people to play Vandul Swarm, but to complete all 18 waves. And let me tell you, Vandul Swarm has been made a lot tougher over the last couple of patches. More ships in the co-op mode, harder, more aggressive AI, and better shields, better weapons, just better all over the place on those on those opponents that you'll be fighting. So good luck, everybody. Get out there. I know I will be out there tonight with the enablers, trying to be one of those 1,000 people. Now, for me, it will be just good enough to have it inside of Arena Commander, being that I'm starting school and my daughter's starting school in 2 weeks. I don't foresee having $350 to plop down on a Vandal glaive, but I think that this is wonderful. Some other things that were announced. We've been waiting for the Star Citizen based controller to come out for a long time. And it was going to be hopefully coming from Thrustmaster or Logitech or Satec. So we had an announcement the other day that Satec was picking it up. And today we saw just how involved this controller is going to be. The controller is not just a stick and throttle, but also a keyboard, a mouse, and so many other pieces. This wowed me because I didn't expect it to be so advanced. And there is a super high-end one, and I'm calling it super high-end, that's based on Satec's X65 technology, and that was the stick that was modeled after the technology in the F-16, where you don't really have much movement in the stick. It actually just moves a little bit in each direction, but that is going into a super high-end hands-on throttle and stick that you'll be able to purchase for Star Citizen. This is amazing. All right, we got to jump all over the place today, modularity. There is modularity built into all the ships. And they didn't get a chance to show off that modularity, but what they did is they are going to be selling the modules themselves for the Retaliator. And there's quite a number of them, ranging from $25 to $75. All of them have LTI. And you can even buy a Retaliator right now for $175 with no modules installed with LTI. That's amazing. Now, the modules could be front and back torpedo bays, front and back cargo bays, front and back personal living quarters, or a front, I guess you're calling it a drop ship variant. Now, all of these can be mixed and matched. You can buy all of them and trade them out as much as you want. I think that this is pretty cool. We're starting to see the modularity come into effect. They talked about constellations with med bays. They talked about other ships that had cargo. This is going to make our experience in Star Citizen truly unique. We'll be able to purchase a ship and tailor it for what our needs are. So the timeline is something that we do have to discuss, though, because many months ago, Chris Roberts and his team said we were getting FPS soon, probably in a month. And I believe that was over in PAX East. It was so long ago, I can't remember. But we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the FPS module. And as of right now, we're looking at getting it by right around, I guess it would be October, because it will be CitizenCon. So between now and then, they are going to give us something to do. And it's going to be to run around and to socialize with up to 20 people inside of the ArcCorp station in the Stanton system. So ArcCorp is going to be live this month. And that means that for all of you that are in the enablers, for all of you that are in your own organizations, you'll be able to hang out inside of the Star Citizen universe for the first time. And that is going to be wonderful. And why I say inside the universe, because Arena Commander is really a game inside of the universe. It's not really a place to interact, although we have done it by landing on platforms or going out to the invisible space station that was available for a short time in the Dying Star free flight mode. But this gives us an opportunity to actually start having meetings, to start having social gatherings, to start having parties within our groups. I know there's a lot of you out there that like to role play, and then there's others that just want hardcore FPS or squadron-based space battles. Squadron-based space battles. Wow, that was a hard one. So there was a lot that went on today. And the biggest thing that I'm excited for right now, the thing that's coming first, is that social module. It gives you an opportunity to be with your friends. Now, there is no character generator. Everyone's going to be the same character. That's what it seems like. But they seem to have gotten technologies done because the characters now have hair. So that might mean that we're getting closer and closer to female models and other models in the game. All right, so there was a lot that happened, and I'm not going to stand up here and go through every bit and piece off the top of my head. They'll be releasing a filmed version of the presentation. I'll download it, and what I'll do is I'll present the different pieces in depth over the next couple of weeks. So just to go over what happened today, they had their announcements. They announced quite a number of things. If you go out to the webpage, we'll just go through them one by one because I've already talked about some. You can get a glaive if you're one of the first 1,000 people to make it through, start to finish, Vandul Swarm. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's Vandul Swarm or Vandul Swarm Co-op. Second thing is they're putting the Retaliator and Retaliator modules on sale. That is wonderful. Retaliator was on sale as part of the flash sale. This one will have LTI. It's being sold without any modules inside of it. The one that was sold before has the front and back torpedo bays. So if you own one, you don't need to buy those. LTI on this is because it's a concept sale. The actual module version of the Retaliator is not done, and there is LTI on quite a number of the modules. There is a glitch right now which is stopping you from purchasing with melted funds. Don't worry, that will be fixed. This sale is over on the 17th, which just so happens to be my first day back in college after 25 years. And of course, we have the schedule, which I just went over with you before. So schedule again, this month, social module. October will be the FPS shooter, and sometime in the winter, which could be anytime from December all the way through to March, will be Arena Commander 2.0. When 2.0 comes out, guys, that's it. I'm in game all the time. It will be a very large space to play in, to fly in, to fight in, to explore. And it will encompass many different starting points or spawn points and stations and places to land at, asteroids to discover. It is going to be the true test bed for everything that we do henceforth in space with our ships. All right, guys, that's a quickie, and that's a quick update of what happened today. I'll have more over the weekend as I find more information from my people out in the field, aka, and I know who you guys are, Reaper, who is in the Enablers, Marcus, who is the head of Colonial Movers, and of course our very own Hand of the Queen, Arc Binder. Sorry about that, Arc Binder. All right, that's all I got for you. Remember, if you want to support the show, do it by clicking the thumbs up button. Do it by supporting me with your comments below. Do it by sharing the episode, or by going to, well, if you want to help out big time, you can go over to patreon.com/batgirl. Like I said, I'll pick this apart over the next couple of weeks. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for coming back here each and every week to hear about our favorite game, Star Citizen. And with that said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.